from other teams, but for Onic in particular, I mean, this man on your screen, Chidera, player of the game here by the Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G. The impact.
Because we know that Cloud have the potential, the ability to do the split push. If they gotta play with Varamis, who will be like more team fights oriented, they need to be careful about the heroes that can do the split push. But they picking the Cloud, they not respect banning the Cloud during the first banning phase, and this is what they got.
What they got is a player out of nowhere. We gotta take a step back and talk about this man's history. Because usually you would see players getting promoted from the MDL, getting promoted from amateur teams. This guy came from out of nowhere. Literally, he was a public player. He stepped in, first match against RRQ in Season 10, and showed to the world that he can play 1-1 against the best team at the time in MPL Indonesia. And his growth, his improvement has been slow, but very steady. And now, this is where he is.
So he's a diamond in the rough.
Definitely. And it's so crazy because when I think about Irithel, it still reminds me of this player. He was the one to be able to use it even before it was a meta, like back in the day. As we take a look at the highlights here by the Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G, Chidera.
Because a lot of movement from the Chidera itself, it's get like using the perfect moment to use the BMI to get inside the Onic formation, using the blasting duet is really important. Because the Chidera itself is the source of the damage per second from the Geek, and you always know when to come out or when to come in or when to come out.
How did he find that moment in the end? I'm wondering whose shot call was that. But overall, I feel like Onic did a good fight as well.
Yeah.
What do you think went wrong for Onic?
When they focusing on the team fights, when the keyboard is using the initiation, using the flicker and the wild charge, that's the trouble happens. I think because Chidera sees the moment that on the mid lane, the wave minion is getting into the Onic base. That's why he's using doing the split push.
Mainly, I think it's because of the lack of mobility, right? For Onic, it just feels like, sure, they're very mobile in these skirmishes, but who actually needs to clear out the waves on the side? From this game, we have seen that it's always Sans who gets placed down there to clear in that bottom lane. And again, it's just not reliable. Usually you have an XP laner to do that, but on a Fredrin, yeah, very immobile. You can't be the one to rotate across the map to be dealing with the side lanes.
But Fredrin alone is not enough. See this, because CW is already in front of there or aiming for Aboy, but the base is destroyed.
Oh, that was...